Hello, my name is Duncan Moss, and I'm a lay minister here in Verwood, and this is my thought for this coming week. We're celebrating today the birthday of the Christian Church. It was on this day, approximately 1991 years ago, that something supernatural, something extraterrestrial took place in a room in Jerusalem. Jesus' disciples were in a room together when all of a sudden there was a sound like a violent wind that filled the whole house. Then there were what looked like tongues of fire appearing amongst the disciples, and which had rested on them as well. That was God's Spirit entering them. Then they started speaking in different languages. All crazy stuff, really. But it was because of that event that Christianity really first started, the day of Pentecost. And it was because of that event that Christianity has a unique place amongst all the religions of the world. The reason for that uniqueness? It is that every human being can have a personal relationship with God. No other religion of the world can boast that. Most people can understand the idea of God, even if they argue that there is no God. Also, most people can understand the idea of a human being who has special powers, including being a prophet, even if they argue against that. But many have a real difficulty, even some Christians, in accepting the possibility that God's Spirit is alive and active on earth today, let alone active within people. God is triune, being Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. And it is God the Holy Spirit who is at work in society today. It is God the Holy Spirit who both initiates and facilitates that personal relationship that every Christian has with God. To do that, God has got to get close to us. Indeed, he needs to get so close to us that he actually has to reside within us to allow that relationship to develop. The Apostle Paul wrote in one of his letters, "Do you not know that you are God's temple and that God's Spirit dwells in you?" A Hebrew prophet called Joel, who lived some 900 years before Jesus, which is nearly 3,000 years ago, stated that God will one day in the future start pouring out his Spirit on all flesh. What Joel meant by that was that God would at some time start allowing his Spirit to engage with human beings directly by actually residing in them. And when that relationship starts, something quite special happens within that person. The Bible teaches us that a human being is not just a physical body and a human soul, but also a human spirit as well, and God resides with our spirit. Paul, in another of his letters, wrote, "When you believed, you were marked in him with a seal, the promised Holy Spirit, who is a deposit guaranteeing our inheritance." God is not joking about his wish to have a relationship with us. He is absolutely serious about that, so much so that he gives us a deposit of his Spirit when we accept the Holy Spirit into our lives. Just as we might make a deposit or a down payment on a new house or car or washing machine so that it is not sold to somebody else, the Holy Spirit is a deposit in our lives confirming the validity of Jesus' message and that we belong to him. God does give us his Spirit on those who seek him, and we should be very thankful for that. And Pentecost is a day for celebrating that what he has done for us. Thank you for listening.